Hello, this is Tyson Farmer from TysonFarmer.com. This video assumes you're already a vocal student of mine. However, if you want your own vocal exercises customized to your pitch range, check out my online lessons profile link below to sign up for a free demo lesson. And I will figure out your complete vocal range, generate your vocal warm-ups on the spot, and go through an in-depth crash course during the lesson on how to use them. Although I'd obviously be delighted if you continued online vocal lessons with me, you won't be obligated to continue from there. But if you feel I gave you something of value, just drop me a donation on my donate pages linked below, or even just give me a good review on my lesson profile page to help my business along. Hey, this is Tyson Farmer with a walkthrough instructional video on how to use the personalized vocal warm-up background tracks I made for you. This one's for the regular vocal warm-ups track with single notes in the title. Your vocal warm-up should be the first thing you do with your singing voice when you're practicing. And it's like warming up before you exercise. So keep it nice and light, like you're doing a light stretch when you first wake up in the morning, instead of thinking of it like an actual workout. In other words, don't try to break any records or push yourself too hard. Keep things light and easy for this part of your vocal practice and just get it done. When you first start the track, you'll hear a note playing for a second or two. This is your starting reference note, so match this pitch with your voice with an ah or a la. Then the track will count off 4 beats and start right into the warm-up. You'll hear a bunch of instruments playing on the background track, but you should also hear one note that's held out. Try to match that one note and hold it out until you hear it die out. Then take a breath to prepare for the next note, and continue this for the rest of the vocal warm-up track. You can use whatever vowel sound you feel works best for you, like ah or oo, but I find that switching up the vowels for different pitch ranges helps me sing them better. For example, I like singing e or me for higher notes. I suggest starting with ah and just experiment from there over time. Let me walk you through an example. I'll start the song. There's my count in, and you can hear that first note there. It will go down in pitch from there to my lowest vocal pitch range. So I follow it on down, singing the held out note until it ends each time, then taking a breath to prepare for the next note. Keep following it on down until you hear the drums do a little drum fill, which is your cue that you've reached the lowest part of your range, and the track will start working its way back upwards. When the track reaches a pitch range that's harder for you to sing, start singing ha instead of ah, so you're singing with more breath. Now, so far you've been singing in what's called your chest voice for the lower notes. But eventually you'll reach a place in your singing range that's harder to sing at full volume on the higher notes. This is getting into what's called your head voice range, which will sound very breathy and light. Switching from your chest voice to your head voice takes some practice to do smoothly, and might even sound a little rough in your voice. And this transition point is called the vocal break. It's like switching between gears. Either way, you need to be the one to choose when you switch to the head voice using your own judgment. I recommend you switch earlier instead of later so you don't struggle trying to sing through your vocal break. The track will continue in this way until there's a drum fill that tells you it's finished. Your personalized vocal warm-up track is designed to work every single note in your vocal range from your highest to your lowest notes. But that doesn't mean you have to sing the entire upper range every time. Oftentimes your voice will start to crack at the higher range, and it will kind of decide for you when it's time to stop. If your voice cracks and it gets too difficult to sing on the higher range notes, it's okay to just stop the track for that day when you feel you've reached a logical ending point for this track and move on with your vocal practice. In other words, just knock it out and move on. Since you are using so much extra breath while you do these warm-ups and exercises, your throat will most likely get kind of dried out from all the heavy breathing. So get in the habit of always having a water bottle or something nearby whenever you do your vocal work, so your throat can stay hydrated while you sing. So, how often should you do your vocal warm-ups and exercises? I suggest thinking of this like going into the gym or, say, jogging for exercise. 2 to 3 times a week is a great average. 4 to 5 times a week is awesome. But if you only get the time to work them 1 time a week, that's still a little forward movement and definitely better than doing nothing. A good power play is to upload these vocal warm-ups onto your phone, so you can do your warm-ups during windows of personal downtime when you won't be disturbed, like in the car while you're driving around or while you're taking a shower. Remember that for any new skill you want to build, you have to kind of let yourself stink at it for a while at first. So don't get discouraged if things aren't sounding beautiful just yet. Just keep doing the work and let it improve by baby steps. Feel free to message me if you have any questions about these vocal warm-ups, and I'll do my best to answer any questions or help you work through them when we're in the lessons.